Hey everyone, Rosie here. We're doing a little bit of a chill video this week, and when I'm never quite sure what I want to make, I just pull out a huge stack of my National Geographic magazines and just start flipping through them until I find something that I'm inspired by or something that I'm just really drawn to, and then I usually can take that as a jumping off point to make something from. So I'm starting off with this stack here. Most of these are from the 70s or the 80s, and I kind of really like these older magazines. They have a lot of cool ads in them and just a lot of like really great old images. And the second page in this first magazine I flipped through had the coolest illustration of a car, and just the way the like metal was shaded, it just felt really shiny and a little bit like holographic. And I kind of was thinking the whole time like, oh, this is kind of like a galaxy or like kind of like space. And I kind of loved that idea and that feeling. So I pulled out this car, and then a few pages later there was this camera that I also just kind of like fell in love with this image. And then ever since I found these two things, this car and this camera, I kind of just couldn't get away from this idea. I kind of just loved the idea of pairing these two together. And so I went through the other magazines and sort of found every car and camera I could find and pulled them out because I thought I could make something with them. And in the back of this magazine, I found the perfect images. This camera on the left and this car driving on the road on the right. And once I saw these two, I was like, okay, guess what? We are going to have this car that's driving on this road, and the car is going to be driving into the camera, and it is going to be so cool. And I just love that these two images were like right across from each other, but also I found them after the other two car and camera images. Like again, I don't know why I was so drawn to this theme this week, but I found these two images and I was like, okay, this is what we're doing. Car is going to drive into the camera lens and I am so excited. It's going to be great. At this point, I was pretty sure I wanted to put this on a space image or a planet or something like that, because I kind of just thought that that would fit the vibe of what was kind of going on here. And so I pulled out this planet from one of my space books and started getting everything cut out. And at this point, I thought it was looking pretty good. So I like what's going on here, but I looked over at my desk and saw that other camera picture, and I was like, well, maybe we should just see, let's just try. Maybe if the car was coming out of one camera and then driving into the other camera, maybe that would be fun. And I put that together and I liked it, but I did not think that it worked on the planet. I thought that it just didn't really make sense in that scene anymore. So I pulled it off that and put it on white to see what it looked like there. And then I was thinking, maybe I should go back into the magazines and look for more cameras and cars, because maybe I didn't find the best camera or the best car. And when I went back into one of these magazines, I did find a camera that was at a little bit different of like a perspective angle. And you're probably going to think I'm crazy, but I liked this camera a little bit better because I feel like it was a little bit flatter and worked better with the car angle. So once I got that cut out and put together, I thought that that was working a little bit better. So I promise this is going to be the last time I go looking for more cars and cameras, but I thought I just had to look one more time, and I'm so glad I did because in this magazine I found the perfect background. I saw this picture and was like, wait, I think that the car and the camera are going to fit perfectly in this little space here, like on the beach between these people. I think that this is going to be perfect. So I overlaid the car and the camera and I thought that was looking good. So I cut that out and started putting that together because I had a pretty good feeling that this was going to work. So I'm really happy with how this is looking, but I kind of just felt like it needed something else, like another sort of layer. So I decided to chop the entire sky out and do something more interesting back there. I kind of thought maybe we could put like a galaxy or more like a more dramatic sky or maybe a big planet, just something back there to give that area a little bit more interest and give the entire piece a little bit more depth. So once again, I was looking over at all the other camera images I had cut out, and I was thinking, well, maybe I should try to include another camera in this image. So I was thinking maybe if there was a camera in the sky in the background, it could be shooting out something from its lens. And I was thinking, well, maybe a rainbow would be really cool. So I found some rainbows in one of these science books that I have, and I pulled a couple out. I was realizing that, the rainbows were pretty bright compared to the rest of what was going on in the image. Everything else was pretty much like a similar brightness. Everything was pretty cohesive at this point. And then when I threw in this rainbow, it was like, whoa, bright rainbow right in your face. And it was drawing maybe a little bit too much attention away from the rest of the scene. So I ultimately decided to step away from the rainbow idea, but I do really like this rainbow coming out of the camera thing. So I think that I'm gonna keep this pairing set aside and use it some other time. So here's the collage that we made this week. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next Thursday for another collage video. Bye!